Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope it's good. First thing first, let me introduce myself. My name is Hainaja Harinisa, and with my team, Rania, Rosa, and Irene. Today, my friends and I will be talking about the introduction to linguistics branch named Semantics. And here is the details. Semantics is the study of meaning in language. It involves understanding how words, phrases, sentences, and texts are used to convey meaning, including the interpretation of these linguistic elements in various contexts. Semantics explores how language communicates meaning, focusing on the relationship between signifiers, like words and phrases, and what they stand for or refer to in the real world.
Semantics among words. First, synonymy is two words with same meaning. For example, big and huge, beautiful and pretty, angry and mad. Second, antonymy is two words with opposite meaning. For example, now and then, above and beneath, you and me. Third, polysemy is a word that has many meanings. For example, bright is shining and intelligent. To glare is to shine intensely and to stare angrily. Fourth, homophony is words with same pronunciation but different meanings. For example, light is not heavy and illumination. Bank is a financial institution and the land at the edge of a river.
Semantics among sentences. Number one is paraphrase. Paraphrase is two sentences that essentially have the same meaning. For example, I ate the fruit, and the fruit is eaten by me. Number two is entailment. Entailment is two sentences that guarantee the truth of one another. For example, her cat is gone, and I stole her cat. Number three is contradiction. If one of the sentences is true, the other must be false. For example, Carlos is married and Carlos is single.
Next, we have meaning and semantics. First, we have connotation. It is the definition of the word, but not exactly the meaning. It may sound confusing, but to make it short, it is the image that linked with a certain word or phrase. Take home, for example. The connotation of home is warmth and family. Next, we have denotation, and it's simply the opposite of connotation, meaning that denotation is the literal meaning of something. For example, home is a word to describe someone's place to live. The third is extension. It is the set of all possible things a term can refer to in the real world. The term bird includes all the birds in the world, such as sparrows, eagles, crows, etc. And the last one is intention. Intention is more focused to the internal content of a term or concept that constitutes with its formal definition, involving the attribute that the term implies. For example, the intention of the term bird includes attributes like being an egg-laying and feathered animal with wings.
Question number one. How does the meaning of word or phrase change when used in different cultural contexts? The meaning of word and phrase can significantly change when used in different cultural contexts. For example, what may be considered a harmless place or term in one culture may be offensive or even derogatory in another. Similarly, idioms and expressions that are commonly used in one culture may not translate well or convey the same meaning in another culture. This is because cultural context shapes the way we understand and use language, and what is meant to be a neutral or innocuous statement can take on different connotations and meanings in different cultural settings.
Can you think of a time when misinterpretation of semantics led to a misunderstanding in a personal or professional situation? Yes, it can happen quite often. For example, using the term like it can be for liking someone or something's even food. For example, I like ice cream. But on the other hand, for the question number two, can you think of a time when misinterpretation of semantics led to a misunderstanding in a personal or professional situation? Yes, it can happen quite often. For examples, using the term like. It can be for liking someone or something's even food. For example, I like ice cream. But on the other hand, it can be used to compare something or someone. For example, she shines very brightly like the sun.
Number three, how does body language and tone affect the semantic interpretation of verbal communication? The answer is body language and tone can significantly impact how we interpret the meaning of verbal communication. For example, imagine someone says that was a great presentation. Their tone of voice could be sincere and enthusiastic, or it could be sarcastic and flat. Their body language could also provide clues about their true meaning. An open posture and eye contact would tend to indicate sincerity, while crossed arm and an averted gaze might suggest sarcasm. Number four, have you ever encountered a situation where the intended meaning of a message was lost due to semantic ambiguity or vagueness? The answer is yes, I have. I mean, it's confusing sometimes. It's true that semantic ambiguity occurs when a word or phrase has multiple meanings. Vagueness occurs when a word or phrase is not specific enough. Both ambiguity and vagueness can lead to misunderstanding. For example, my friend said, I'll meet you at the park later. This message is ambiguous because it doesn't specify which park. It is also vague because it doesn't specify what time later it is.
Number 5. How do people negotiate meaning when encountering language barriers in multicultural environment? In multicultural environment, people often face language barriers that can make communication more challenging. But in order to understand each other, people could use the third common language, nonverbal communication, simplified phrases, or just simply using the translation tools. For example, Carlos is Spanish and Charles is Monacan. Obviously, they're using English when speaking to each other, but unfortunately, Charles forgot what they call tire in English. So he's pointing at the tire to make Carlos understand what he said. That's all from us, and thank you for watching.